Welcome back, everybody. Today we're out doing a bunch of just trail cam maintenance and stuff, and I'm working on a few things with my buddy's excavator. But so this entire week I've been getting blown up on my cell cam here on my Keen camera. This is one of my favorite cameras that I have. It's a Keen Ranger PT, and there's been a ton of bears in here just screwing around with it, and it's way too nice and expensive of a camera to have risking with all these bears. There's a bear and 2 cubs in here, and then there's a bear and 3 cubs, and then there's a couple boars that I've been getting on here all week, and they've been just totally messing around with this camera. It's all jacked up there. You can see where it actually scratched the solar panel, and the antenna is bent backward on it. It's actually kind of funny. So on that camera, I can actually talk into the camera live. So when the bears were messing with it, I was like, "Hey, get out of here!" And it actually made them more curious. They weren't scared of it. Then they were really like, "What the heck is this noise coming from?" So it didn't work. So I'm gonna take this camera down and get it somewhere else. There's just too much bear activity. I've got some cameras on the edge of this corn here, and I'll just show you briefly here how much bear activity there's been just in the past week. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and take this down and move it. So I got the Keen Ranger PT off the tree here, and I got a cheaper trail camera set up here. I'm fully anticipating this camera getting ripped off the tree in the next few days, especially because my human scent is going to be really strong on it. But I'll show you some tricks that I do to try to save the camera. I put the camera on pretty loose. I don't really tighten it down. And this strap here is just a clip strap, so when that bear comes around and grabs a strap, they're very curious of these straps, and they chew on them and pull on them and whatnot. As soon as it pulls on it, it'll pop that open, and this camera will just fall to the ground. So it should it should prevent them from breaking the camera. You know, if everything's really tight on here, they'll rip at it, and then sometimes they break the plastic off the back, or they rip this. So if it's set up loose, it should be fine. It's pretty cool. You can actually see where these bears were climbing up the tree. You can see their claw marks right here, and look at that. There's perfect claw marks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them right there where they were climbing up this tree to get to my camera. Little goofballs. But this camera is ready to go. Let's go check some other ones out. Did a bunch of work in here with the excavator and widened this gator path a little bit, and I put in a sluice right here. Well, I had a sluice in here, but I redid it and made this path a little wider right here. So this is a huge deer funnel right up through here. I just moved a stand right there last week. It's packed right in there behind that hemlock tree. Be about a 20-yard shot right here where this sluice is. And I'm gonna put my Keen Ranger PT camera right here on this tree so I can watch this spot a little closer. It's right here on the creek. We'll get it set up. Just got done setting up the Keen camera right on this crossing right here. And the cool part about this camera being here is that I'll be able to track, you know, say a buck's over there, and it launches me a message that, you know, it's sensed movement in front of the camera. I can actually turn the camera from my phone over to where the movement is and track the deer all the way through here. So this will be an awesome spot for that camera to be, and I can actually hear it sending me messages. I cut the limbs off pretty high there so we can get sun on that solar panel that powers the camera. It's still on 100. That solar panel is unbelievable. I've had it out now for over a month, and it still says it's on 100% battery, so it's working good. I went ahead and seeded that all down with a clover mix, and I had some brassicas left over in the mix, so there's some random stuff down there, but I got it all cleaned up and all the brush piled up, and I figured since it's bare dirt, I might as well plant some seed, so we planted it. We're back after it today, everybody. Yesterday I got this ditch dug out along the field, and it runs all the way down to the bottom of the strip food plot, and a big issue I had with water getting into that food plot was running down this path here, because this ditch was pretty much full of topsoil, and it ended up leaching into the food plot. So I've got this ditch dug right down to the bottom, and we shouldn't have that issue anymore. And I'm gonna take and get all this flattened off here, and we're gonna plant brassica in here. So there's a bunch of old piles of compost in there, and there's some big stumps and roots. So we're gonna clean all this stuff up, and we're gonna turn this into a little staging area for the deer before they get out into the big food plot. And I will be able to see this from the hunting shanty, so this will be a pretty awesome little hidden hidey hole food plot right here. I have to get rid of some of this. Uh-oh, how much is in there? So let's get after it. I got this ditch dug out down here by the red brush plot, and we should be diverting the water. There was a huge washout right here, and all this water was running right down into there and eventually out into the food plot. So we were able to dig this ditch and keep it going right this way through the ditch that goes in between the cornfield and the food plot right here, and we filled in this big run out right here. This food plot's planted, and I just cleared out all this. This is where we had a compost pile on the farm for forever. We took you know, dead cows. Whenever one would die, we'd put them into the pile up here and bury it. And I just leveled all this off, and I just spread a bunch of brassica in here just for the heck of it, and we'll see how it does. There's a bunch of bones in here and miscellaneous stuff. Hopefully it grows up nice. I'm gonna trim some trees over here too, so we can see this from the hunting shanty. You can see there's a brassica right there. And there's your bone.